Hi there. My newly divorced boyfriend, 38, doesn't want kids or to get married again.
This is set up for failure. Her boyfriend of 6 months thinks that I cheated on him because I went out on a girls' weekend. How do I prove I didn't? This is a control tactic. People want to go in there and find real relationship, and then you have this guy, that fell out of the pervert tree and landed in this dating site.
That's an opening for emotional cheating, psychological cheating, any kind of cheating. The fact is you're curious yourself because he's reaching out to you just because you look hot on Facebook. I think it's wrong. Hi, everyone. I'm Cass from Astrodipity. Today will be our podcast for What's Your Sign number 18, maybe 17. Happy Sunday, everyone. We are in Virgo season. Astrodipity comes to you with a lot of insight about relationships, about astrology. First, I just want to get into the fact that I am Cassandra Ritter, the founder of Astrodipity, and this is Tasha Taremi, who is our wonderful tarot reader, as well as has a lot to do with our creative. This podcast is very special to us because we've got a few things to talk about. Example, Virgo. We are in Virgo season, as well as we're going to get into some emails that we have and get your thoughts on them. And just to start off, I just want to go a bit into explaining what Astrodipity is about. It's about compatibility through synastry. So we are a dating site, an online dating site that has the web version and also has your Google app and your iOS app. You put in your date of birth, your place of birth, your time of birth, then you get to know yourself. You get to know what your sun sign is, your moon sign, your rising, the three big ones. And then you get to also know about your Mars and your Venus and your Jupiter, as well as the other signs, which all make all of this very, very important for compatibility, like real compatibility, finding your soulmate. Finding someone that's more like you in all ways, not just based on your interests or your pictures. So on that note, we're going to start with the topic about Virgo. And since it's Virgo season and a lot of people's birthdays, I want to wish everybody a happy birthday out there. And you rock. Virgos are my favorite sign in the entire zodiac. I am a Virgo and Tasha is a Virgo. So you've got a lot of Virgo here. On that note, we should talk about the good things about Virgos and maybe the not so good things about Virgos and how they are in relationships. So I know for one thing, I don't know how you feel, Tasha, but Virgos, to me, one of the reasons Virgos are my absolute favorite sign of the zodiac, especially if you've got a lot of Virgo quality in you, is that Virgos are very, very meticulous and very, very dedicated and extremely loyal. However, that's dependent on the rest of your chart, of course, but let's just pretend you're all Virgo, the Virgo side of it. And Virgos there's three decans, right? So you can be an early Virgo, a middle Virgo, or a late Virgo. And Virgo season starts on the 22nd of August. So that being said, if you're a first decan, such as myself, then loyalty is everything to you, everything. And that doesn't necessarily just mean relationships. It also means with friendships. My word is my bond. I swear by that. Whereas a lot of people will say September Virgos are not like that. You are a September Virgo. Would you agree with that?
No, I'm very loyal. I'm very, I think I'm similar to you in a lot of ways. I'm very analytical, very loyal, and no, I think it depends on the other placements too in their chart.
Yes, it really does. But a Virgo, typically, just talking about Virgos, the things that we're known for are one, being very, 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 very grounded, being very analytical because we are the thinkers out of all the zodiac signs. We are definitely not about people pleasing, but about being kind to others. Virgos can be the ones that are considered cold if if you've hurt them in any way or betrayed their trust or their loyalty and cut you off, and it's a very obvious cutoff. We also like to build things. We like to ground ourselves. We like to make sure everything's perfect because we tend to be perfectionists, which can also go the other way. Sometimes it's not a good thing because you might be a little OCD in that sense, if you want to call it that. What is your take on a Virgo?
Well, the Virgo is the sign of service. So the Virgo gets most emotional fulfillment by serving others, helping others. But as far as you know, the perfectionism, because Virgos, they hold themselves to a standard that's really high, but Virgo will also hold others at that same standard. So the sign of Virgo can also be viewed as someone that is very judgmental. And it's not judgmental in the sense that they think they're better than you. They just think that you should hold the same standard that they hold for themselves. So that's where the sign of Virgo gets into trouble. However, I'll tell you, Virgo is a walking lie detector test.
Yes.
Virgo, you cannot lie to a Virgo, whether they voice it or not. You've already alerted them that they don't trust you. They can smell it in your energy. You're lying. So,
Yeah, that's absolutely true. We can spot a liar a mile away. And the funny thing is, we will not tell you that we know either. We won't point it out when it does finally come out. And that could take months because we assess, we watch. We watch everything. We watch everything you do. We take notice of every last detail because we are detail orientated, unlike any other sign out there. When we know, you might think we're on the dumb side or naive, but trust me when I say, no, we know. We know.
No.
We know in words you say, the way you carry yourself, your body language, and occasionally we'll play dumb ourselves and go along with you.
and I think that's a misconception for Virgos because Virgo is a sign of service. They're very loving, they're very compassionate, and they're very giving. People mistake that for weakness in Virgo. And really, Virgo is a mutable sign. They're very flexible. They can go through very hard situations and bounce back, where fixed signs is not so easy.
Right.
So that's another thing that's a positive. It can be a positive and a negative because, like I said, people perceive Virgo as weak, and Virgo is one of the strongest signs because
Actually,
they're
they're
mutable.
considered the strongest. Yeah. Even though Leo has that strength, Virgo is very, very strong. Virgos are also known, if anyone wants to know some little facts, Virgos are also known as some of the best business minds out there. We've got business minds, entrepreneurship. Like we love to build. We love, responsibility. We're very, very responsible. Um, we're not we don't play with people's feelings, and we're also the healers. And funny enough, there was a topic that I just went through about, is a Scorpio more of a healer than a Virgo? And someone came out and said, as much as people like to address the two signs, Scorpio and Virgo, and Scorpio being a healing zodiac, by far they don't compare to a Virgo, because a Virgo is the one and only true healer on the zodiac. What we do, a Virgo, and I don't just mean myself and Tasha, I mean what a Virgo is here to do besides serve others is heal people. What makes us happy, what gives us that amazing feeling inside is to help people, to heal them, to heal. Just having us around, or having a Virgo around you, will make you feel better, will lift up your energy, because Virgos are optimistic, very, very optimistic, and we believe that anything's possible. There's no such thing as, it'll never happen. Everything's possible. And those are the good qualities of a Virgo. And so if you're a Virgo, happy birthday once again. And hopefully you've got a lot of positive people around you, and that you're surrounded with more earth signs such as Virgo.
Well, and if you need a private investigator and you have a friend that's a Virgo, you might want to ask your Virgo friend to help you, because a Virgo is so meticulous in their research. So if they want to find something, a Virgo will find it. So you need help, call on your Virgo friends.
Yep, absolutely. Now I'd like to get into some emails that we can discuss. But just so everybody knows, I have a little kitten that is about to go to another home, and that little kitten seems to be all over the place. I do take in rescues. That's another thing. Virgos love animals and love to help people and love to save people, and sometimes to the detriment of ourselves. You know, we tend to put other people before ourselves, and that's very common for a Virgo to do as well. However, we do get immense joy out of being there for others. And so this dating site that we created, we put our heart and soul into it, and we're in the US and now, you know, slowly expanding in India, getting there. It's all about helping people find a partner that is truly compatible with them. And hopefully, you know, if you've got a lot of Virgo placements and you've got other earth placements, that will be compatible with other people. You can meet friends, you can help your career, you can do a lot of things with our app, and that's wonderful. And it's just, I'm truly proud to say that we're Virgos, and yay for us. And it makes me happy that we all agree that Virgos are out there to help other people. And, you know, it's a good thing. And hopefully that's what we're doing with our site now, helping other people. So this is an email I wanted to talk to you about. And it starts off with, so it's addressed, "Hi there, my newly divorced boyfriend of 38 doesn't want kids or to get married again. I'm 37. Am I wasting my time?" So they go on to explain, "I'm 37 with no kids. My boyfriend has no kids, was separated from his ex-wife since last September up until past March. His experience with being married to her was not good at all and has made him not want to ever be married again," which I can understand. She has a gambling addiction and just overall stopped being who he married. So he filed for divorce. They've tried to have kids, but she wasn't able to. Now he's 39 and says he doesn't want kids. He thinks he's too old and it's too late to have kids. And he's been here long enough to realize that he's too selfish with his time. And I asked him to take marriage off the table completely, since I know his divorce is fresh. He could possibly feel this way because of his previous experience. He said, "Okay, my question is, with me wanting to be married one day, am I wasting my time hoping he changes his mind?" Any married, twice married, or divorced man, you know, might feel this way. Is she wasting his time?
Wasting her time.
Her
So
time?
what I feel about the situation in reading this email is that he has not taken time to heal the past marriage that he was in. So, and she alludes to that by saying, you know, "I recognize that this is fresh." So by him jumping from this very traumatic experience and not healing, he's carrying the baggage, the fear surrounding what happened to him in the past. So for me, I feel that, is it possible they could be together and have a successful union? Yes, but I feel that she needs to not waste her time at the moment. She needs to pull her energy back. She needs to date other people and let him have space. If they're meant to be together, they will, but not in this energy. This is set up for failure, is what I feel like.
Yes, but isn't it probable, like, okay, so there's a lot of guys out there. If we asked other men or other women, a lot of people would say, you know, no, he just needs a little bit of time. It could be that he just needs a little bit of time. I know that if, let's say, I was in this situation and I was dating someone who just came off of a marriage and he had a bad experience, that person gambled and things like that. So I understand the trauma in that, but hey, everybody has something. Is he saying, no, I've been there, done that before, and I just don't want to go through that because he's worried? Or is it because he's not committed? I think her fear is, will he commit to me because she would like to be married? Maybe she's never been married and wants to experience that. Is he right in the first place by saying, I don't want to? And does that mean he doesn't love her?
So I think he's being honest, which is commendable that he is being honest. But my concern is she's 37 with no children and has the desire to get married and have children. So their values, their thoughts, their plans don't align. They just don't align.
On a line. And there are a billion people out there, by the way, more than a billion people. So yeah, I would agree with that. But it's a tough thing to say because you don't want to be responsible for ending their relationship. She's obviously in love with him, wants to give him time. But he's making it very, very clear, I have no intentions of wanting what you want. Our wants are not the same whatsoever.
So I think if she would give it, so if she's interested in giving him time, I would put a time limit on the time she gives.
Right.
6 months. If there's no alignment with their values or their plans for the future, then she needs to cut it off because she's 37. She doesn't have 10 years to wait for him to change his mind. And you can't change another. You can't.
And that is a very good point. The fact that he is 38, doesn't want kids either, or to get married again, and she's 37, and neither
wants children.
And wants children.
Yeah,
I'd walk away. I'd have to say, it's sad to say, I'd walk away. You have no choice. You should walk away because then you're going to look back and you're going to regret it down the road. You're going to regret the wasted time, the invested time that you put in, which was wasted time. Yeah. So I would title that as wasted time.
Right. And you know what? There is a remote chance that by her cutting it off, he wakes up and says, oh my goodness, I met the love of my life and I'm about to lose the love of my life because I need to spend time on healing. And that could inspire him to do the work and their, plans align at that point, but she can't wait. She can't wait.
Yeah. And nobody should ever wait for someone.
No.
Nobody. You have to know your self-worth and realize that you're worth it. Your wants, your needs are also worth it. You matter. It's not about everybody else. Yeah. Okay.
And someone will want what you want. There is other fish in the sea. Someone will want what you want. Don't settle. Right. Don't ever settle.
Don't settle. This is coming from Virgos who do have high standards. Yes. We really do. Yeah. Do you want to take the next email?
Sure. So the second email comes from, it says a woman. She says, it's my 39-year-old female. She's a 39-year-old female. Her boyfriend is 45, who's a male, of 6 months, thinks that I cheated on him because I went out on a girls' weekend. How do I prove I did? Okay, the feminine, my boyfriend is 45, of 6 months, thinks I cheated on him because I went out on a girls' weekend. He had insecurities about it before. I left for the trip and he told me he thought I would cheat. I tried to reassure him before I left. I constantly text him, sent him pictures while I was gone so he could see what I was doing. I've offered to let him go through everything on my phone, but he said I probably would have deleted everything by now. He says he'll stay with me, but keeps making comments about me cheating. I'm not a cheater and never have been. Plus, I love him and just haven't told him yet because we've only been dating 6 months. And I know he's not there yet. He has also made comments about cheating on me to get back at me. My advice on how I can prove to him I didn't cheat.
Now, this is a wonderful story because it happens all the time. So the big thing is, I know someone who just went through this as well. And they got to a point, so I understand what she's asking and how can she prove it to him, et cetera, et cetera. Well, I have someone very close to me who went through this. And she and her boyfriend got to the point where they were putting Google AirTags in their cars. Neither one of them knew. Both of them flipped out because they both did it to each other once they found out. But both of them were, you were cheating on me. You were cheating on me. How do I prove it? I'm sending you pictures. Look, I'm here at my friend's house. I'm sleeping in my friend's bed. Here's a picture. Back and forth, drama for 3 days, getting back together, then more drama. Then the issue became the fact that they were both suspecting one another, and yet neither one of them were cheating. So what do you do in this case? Well, first of all, we all say in when we're giving advice or anything like this, or we're having a normal conversation, we always say, well, of course, trust is very, very important. However, there are a lot of people who go through this and a lot of relationships that go through these things because they're bringing stuff up from their old relationships. Also, because they might just have that personality type where they are more cynical in the first place. And like a Virgo, tend to maybe overanalyze or overthink, or might have a wonderful imagination. The question is, do you leave someone right away because the answer is, oh my gosh, they don't trust me and I have no way of proving it? It really depends on how mature you are in the first place, because a lot of this comes from maturity. If a person comes into a relationship and they have been cheated on and broken up with so many times, or have had people do this, of course, they're going to be like that in the first place. Healing will probably only come through going through another relationship and experiencing that person is actually always honest. Hey, they're honest. They didn't do anything. Or it might come from, you just have to take your chances. There's many things you can say to this, but if you are sending them pictures, like in the situation I just talked about, if you're sending them pictures and they still don't believe you after 6 months, I would have to say I'd walk away. It's that simple. If they don't believe, I wouldn't want to deal with that kind of drama. I don't want to be on edge all the time. I understand that you could have been through the worst of the worst with the person previous. I'm not that person. If I haven't proved myself in 6 months, at that point, I'd walk away. That would be my advice.
I agree. You know, what I take from this, besides the fact that's the obvious, this man has not healed from whatever trauma he's gone through.
Yeah.
But the second thing is, what I'm getting from this is a control tactic. He's trying to control her by saying, if you go away, if you go on this trip, I'm going to accuse you of cheating. I'm going to assume you're cheating and have to suffer the consequences for going against what he wanted her to do.
I agree.
It's all about control. That is a red flag. That is toxic, and she needs to run. And
that's not a green flag. It's a red flag, like Tasha said. Absolutely red flag. And you know what? 6 months, boy, that woman lasted long enough, because also it comes down to maturity. And I can understand and sometimes, be compassionate and be empathetic towards the guys who are 20 to, let's say, 25, and even the girls that are 20 to 25. Maybe they never even had a situation where there wasn't any cheating or anything like that, but they're just insecure and nervous because they're learning still. But at some point, you got to grow up. And if you're doing those kind of things, then you're not mature enough to be in a relationship in the first place.
And this guy's 45 years old. He's pretty set in his ways. So if he's doing this in the honeymoon phase of a relationship, the first 6 months, you can bet bottom dollar that's going to get worse and worse and worse. And it's not going to end with the girls' trip. It's going to end with, you went to the grocery store, but you really went to meet a man.
Yeah.
No. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not your mama.
Right. I'm not your mama. That should be the headline. I am not your mama.
That's right.
Yeah. And there was one final email that we had.
Yes. You want me to read that one?
Yeah, please do.
Hopefully I can read it smoother than the last one. Okay. How do I, a 45-year-old male, react to my girlfriend who is 45 female, the ex, asking to sleep with her again? So this is kind of, this story kind of, I don't know, it gave me a little feeling. So this 45-year-old male was okay with his newest girlfriend of 44 maintaining a relationship with her ex because she had explained that they had started off as friends. that friendship means the world to her. That they only had sex one time and quickly realized that it was a mistake. But over the weekend, she posted a photo of herself looking hot on Facebook, and her ex reached out to her multiple times to tell her that he wants to have sex with her again. This is making me uncomfortable, and I have spoken with her about it. She insists on maintaining the friendship. Not sure what to do here. Any advice would be appreciated. There is an update, but I'm going to read the update after we talk about it.
Absolutely. Okay.
So what's your thought on it?
Okay. So she's met up with her ex once. Is that correct? Just once.
She had sex with her ex once. They remained friends. And even though she's in this new relationship, she wants to maintain friendship with an ex that she had sex with just once.
Once while they were together, though, while she was with her new boyfriend.
Before she got with the new boyfriend.
Oh, before. Okay, before. Well, I don't think. Okay, so for that part of it, I don't think it should be an issue if you did something before you got together in a new relationship. I really don't think that's the issue. You would have to. The other parts of the story are different. I have learned a lot through my life. 10 years ago, I would have said you can be friends with your ex. Now, I don't think you can really be. I think there is an ulterior motive. If you're still friends with your ex, someone still has feelings or something, that you're not completely over them, whether it be her or him. I wouldn't have said this years ago. I wouldn't have said that men and women can't be friends. I would have argued that and debated that until I was blue in the face. Now I understand all the other relationship coaches out there and the videos and things like that. And I truly don't think that men and women can be friends anymore. If you have a male friend, they probably actually would like a chance with you or an opportunity, and vice versa for a woman friend, unless they've been a friend for, let's say, 35 years or something like that. That would be a different story because there was never anything there. So in this case, I think that, first of all, she shouldn't have anything to do with him if he reached out because she looks hot on Facebook. I think absolutely you open that door. I think that's an opening for emotional cheating, psychological cheating, any kind of cheating. The fact is you're curious yourself because he's reaching out to you just because you look hot on Facebook. I think it's wrong. Period. Point blank.
Here's what I think. I think that first off, the fact that she wants to maintain a relationship with someone that she had an intimate relationship, but even though it was only once, I feel that she is still seeking validation from this person. She enjoys the attention that she gets. She doesn't necessarily want to be in a relationship with him, but she likes to string him along to keep the attention going, which is it lacks maturity. Yeah, it lacks maturity because of the validation. She likes getting that attention. Secondly, I feel like she's doing a serious injustice to her current relationship by saying, "Oh, this is just friendship," when it's obvious that it's more than friendship if he's saying he wants to be intimate with her. So I think that it's unfair to the new partner, and he's right to put firm boundaries down with this situation.
He's not only right to put firm boundaries, but at that point, you know what? Because I have to say, I have changed a lot in the respect that my perception and the way I think is very, very different from 10 years ago. I used to be surrounded. I used to have a lot of guy acquaintances, let's say. When you have to wonder why people like that want to be in your life in the first place. Now, this man saying he wants to be intimate, first of all, did she tell him? Second of all, I would have a lot more respect for the situation if she's told him, if she's actually told him he found out some way. How did he find out? I'd love to know how he found out about this in the first place. But, you know what? To if you're in a relationship, honestly, you shouldn't be entertaining or engaging with those kind of things. And if you are, I don't care if you're insecure or if you're any of these things. If you're not ready for a relationship, like clearly this man is wants something serious or is serious about her, I think that's playing games.
I do too. I think that she needs to do some healing work, and she needs to clearly decide what it is she wants.
And he's
Because
so fun.
yeah, so the update here, I'll read the update.
Yeah.
I set my boundaries, which includes breaking off contact with men who are romantically interested in her, including her ex, and she wouldn't agree to them. So we're done. Thanks for your thoughts. So he did the
Amazing.
right thing. He did the right
Amazing. Amazing. Good for him. Good for him.
He deserves someone fully committed, someone that would not hesitate to cut off ex friends that they were intimate with, or anyone that would interfere in a union. So
Yeah.
that's what he
Yeah.
deserves.
And the funny thing is social media, social media, because it's so in our face and a part of our lives. It's a part of our businesses. It's a part of everything we do. And there's good to it and bad to it. But you know what? I already have an issue with people who are on social media for the sake of look at me kind of thing. I don't like that character in people. If you're doing it for business, I understand, like you're very, very out there on social media. I'm out there and I have my moments where it's for fun for me. But in a relationship, because I've learned all these lessons and because I listen to other people, I really understand that it's very hurtful to the other person if you're engaging with the opposite sex. Really, it's hurtful. I know there's a lot of people out there that will say, oh yeah, but it should be okay, it shouldn't, it shouldn't bother you, it's all about trust. Well, if you start following serious high-end relationship coaches and things like that, deep down that that's not the truth. It's not the truth.
Right.
I mean, the reality is there's something you're getting from that, and you got to figure out what it is that you like even clicking at pictures. People have to realize that's not real. That relationship that happened between the man and the woman, that was real in that moment. That attention she's getting in Messenger or whatever that may be, that attention she's getting from someone else, that's not real. If that's what you're looking for, then you're definitely not ready for a relationship. Not at all.
I agree.
Yeah. So let's talk about some dating nightmares. You had one to talk about that was pretty cool. And this is from a different site, not ours, of course.
No, this is a completely different dating site. We won't say the site, but it's titled Thinking with His Nether Regions. So this is how the text message goes. The question he poses: open to anything? Does that include anal? She says, absolutely not. And he says, damn, what's your favorite position? She said, in life, ? CEO. He said, no, in sex. And she said, CFO. He said, what's CFO? Chief Financial Officer. He said, so your favorite sex position is ? And she says, Karen, how do you do with context clues? He said, not very well. And she said, obviously.
Obviously. Well, you know what I could say about that? That is a dating site nightmare for sure. Because if somebody said that to me on our app or any app for that matter, if this is the kind of stuff, there are apps specific for that kind of stuff, first of all. Second of all, hopefully they know for certain that they're real people on both ends, and that this isn't some pervert or something.
Right.
Because honestly, there are sites for that. Get off the regular dating sites, because the regular anyways, all of the dating sites are meant to put people together. If this is what you're looking for, certainly I think it's disrespectful and rude, inappropriate.
It is. And this gives legit dating sites a bad reputation because,
Absolutely.
people want to go in there and find real relationship. And then you have this guy, that fell out of the pervert tree and landed in this dating site and wants to say all of these things. And you're right. If that's what you like, fine, that's great. Then find the site that will accommodate that type of energy, not a legit dating site that's looking for compatible partners, So I just, ew, it gave me the,
you know what? You and I wouldn't even be having this discussion because yes, that's a dating nightmare. Number one, this would be, excuse me, goodbye. Period.
well, who says that on your
I wouldn't even entertain this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I would be like, dude, what's wrong
And
with
by
you?
the way, keep that in the bedroom. We don't need to put that. You don't need to put that in a chat or text or anything like that. And by the way, for the people out there, texting this stuff, I hope everybody realizes that at some point somebody loses their phone, gets their phone stolen or things like that. That texts don't always remain secret, or they don't.
Yeah.
There is a possibility this is going to get found out, So yeah, I'd be wary of texting that kind of stuff, and I'd be wary of anybody texting that in the first place.
Right. Exactly. Do you want to read the second one? We have a couple more.
Would you read them if you don't mind?
Yeah. So number 2. So this is someone that matched on a dating site that's not Astrodipity. So it says, do you have OnlyFans? And the feminine energy said, no. Do you sell nudes?
That's the OnlyFans site.
Yeah. Do you sell nudes? She said, no, LOL. Not even without your face? Not even then, she said. Okay, LOL, Cash App you 100. And she said, nah.
Yeah, well, you know what these people, okay, so OnlyFans is very, very known, first of all, for a lot of different people, a lot of different reasons. The thing that I don't get, and the thing that I want to clarify is that what is the point? Like, if this is what people are looking for, don't get on a dating site. If these
Iris, go on OnlyFans. Go on OnlyFans.
Yeah, just go on OnlyFans. Like, honestly, people are looking for different things. Astrodipity is definitely not that kind of site. Astrodipity is meant to, if you don't want to be alone in life, if you want to find that forever someone, if you want a soulmate, if you want to have a serious relationship or maybe just a serious friendship, definitely please refrain from those kind of texts, because I know that if somebody texted me that, first of all, I'd block them, but that's because it's not my thing. It never will be. It's not your thing. And most people I know, it's not their thing. But people do have their thing, their separate little fetishes or whatever. Some people have foot fetishes and there's all kinds of things like that going on. But my point is that it doesn't even, there's no point in discussing this, even in a podcast or anything like that. If this is your thing, my suggestion to you is keep that stuff private, because these texts are coming out. I mean, if we can find them and if we have them, and if half the world has them or TikTok has them or some other platform, do you not realize that your stuff is coming out? Is that what you want? Maybe that's what it's all about.
And what doesn't make sense to me is if there are sites that you can, and be in this energy and communicate in this way, why go to a dating site? That's what I'm so confused. Is it the challenge? Is it can I convert somebody from wanting to have a real date to paying them $100 to send me a nude photo? Is it the thrill of the challenge? Like, you know what I mean? I don't understand.
Thrill of the challenge. Yeah. You know what? That sounds like fire sign. It's the thrill of the challenge. Yeah, I guess for a lot of people there is. But plus all generations are different, right? So like a lot of people, I guess, this is going back to talking about Virgos, but Virgos, we have our really, really, really awesome side. That's like Mother Teresa. But then Virgos also have, if people think that Virgos are holier than thou, you're all wrong. You're totally all wrong. Yes, our morals are good, but what we do with our partners is for us to know and our partner to know. But we all have our things that we do behind closed doors or things like that. Or maybe you like, writing really hot, cute, sexy little things over text. But this goes beyond that. This is, not for a regular dating site or because you want a regular relationship. This is, I don't even know what to say to this. This is like,
I think it's like I said, the thrill of the challenge. Can they go on a regular dating site and lure people in, take the bait? I don't know. It's just weird to me, but whatever. Everybody's got their own things, but
you're
I
right.
wouldn't be going into a legit dating site and trying to. I think they're going to get shut down by
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I would hope the person on the other end of that text shut them down, but they didn't really, right? They kept waiting to see what else you're going to say. It's sort of like, okay, if I pick some random person on a dating site and I start texting in the chat part before I have the video or anything, I'm going to say, hey, so what do you do? Oh, yeah, I'm a manager of this major department for GM. Oh, really? So what do you like to do in bed? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
come on, right? And really, seriously?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Definitely.
Now, and how long would it be before you actually start discussing this stuff? Because it's going to come up. How it comes up, whether it's online or not online, on the phone or in person, I don't know. Teach their own, but it is going to come up. At what point should it come up?
It's a pretty good indicator if you're just meeting someone and they're already discussing that this is not a true legitimate relationship, but this is one based on desire and not getting to know someone. So if that's what you're into, fine. Just find the appropriate site.
Well, we'll make a tab specifically for people on Astrodipity, desire only.
For the freaks. Freaks. Click here.
Astrodipity freak. Yeah. Honestly, we should do it. To get a lot of freaks.
All right. We got a third one. I don't know if you want to read this one or you want me to. It's a little weird. Okay. This is a text message again. Someone on a dating site. The masculine energy says, hey. And then the feminine, it looks like the feminine energy says, hey, you poop with those legs? And then the feminine says, I'm so sorry. A friend stole my phone. Meet up, ? And then let's carpe diem. I don't really get what is like forget carpe diem. Let's forget and just move forward and roll with it. I don't know what she's trying to say here. This was actually a feminine that was saying this. And the masculine just goes silent. There is not, he's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because maybe he's realized this girl needs to step it up with class, but you have some women or some girls or some guys and they just talk in code like that or talking, your little short form LMK, like let me know and cool and all this, and that's great. But talking about poop and everything, I'm sorry, just really
and really with your legs, where does that come from? What type of code is that? I'm pretty sure, that that's not a thing.
You know what?
Your legs.
So the caption right here should be really in caps, ! Really?
This guy just got freaked out and didn't respond at all. He just
and you know what? You got to appreciate that because you hope that guys are not taking that either. Because as much as I have to be on both sides here, but girls and guys, you can do better. You can do so much better. Yeah.
Well, and you know what? You set the standard for how the communication goes. You set the standard for what you're willing to accept or not. And if you're getting these type of weirdo texts, cut it off. But just know there are normal people in the world. There are normal people. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah. But on that note, we're definitely going to be coming up with a lot more of these just to let you know what's going on out there in the real world and how all these there are so many nightmares We do want you all to come to us for advice on how to date and things like that, and what you can do, and what to do on a first date and what to do on a second date, and what you can accept or what you shouldn't accept, or just to give you guys opinions of how we deal with situations. It's a very interesting topic. And what is your take on everything we've discussed today?
Well, I think it's good information because there are a lot of people that go through these experiences, good and bad, that they don't share or that they're concerned about or they have questions about. So by touching on things that other people have experienced, it will answer questions for people that maybe don't want to share, the dilemmas that they're in, but they would like to know. So I think it's important to, relay these stories and weigh in on what we feel as far as the answer to the stories. I think it's important.
Yeah,
Good.
I agree with you. I think weighing in on other people's questions and helping people and wanting to help people, I think that's something that both Tasha and I really, really, really love to do. We do. We love to help people. We love to guide people in the right direction. We definitely have a lot of life experience when it comes to relationships and marriage and children and things like that. So all of it's really, really important. And we hope that going forward, we can all chime in and have a conversation between all of us. And this is coming from Astrodipity, and we are the What's Your Sign podcast. And we're looking forward to our next podcast with you as well. So on that note, if you have any questions or any advice you need, please send your questions or your emails or what's ever gone on in your life to info@astrodipity.com. We'll be happy to take a look at your email, maybe even discuss it on air on our podcast. And or you can follow us for more on Astrodipity on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, of course. And on that note, we'll see you soon. And until then, bye for now from Cass
And Tasha, have a great day.